One come all, those short, those tall. There may be some clowning around, but you'll get an earful all in all. No need for waivers, no need for saviors. Don't be frightened, do not hide. Enter now and enjoy the ride. So step right up, those far and near. The attraction is set. It's Ear for Fear.
Hi, welcome to the Ear for Fear podcast. This is the podcast that talks about scary movies or movies trying to be scary. I'm Rick.
I'm Morris.
What's up?
What's up?
What's happening?
We are continuing with our theme of...
What did we call it last time? Arachnid spider movies? I don't know.
Arachnophobic?
Arachnophobic. Arachnophobic. Yeah. We're doing 20. This is interesting. I'm going to assume it was filmed in 2023, but I thought it came out this year.
Yeah.
We'll just call it 2023's Infested. You like that?
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's do it again. I feel like that's spider-ish.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Running across I don't know, a plank.
Infested. This is French.
Yes. It goes by the title of Verminus?
Is that how you say it?
You
speak French now?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't speak French. I feel like French is probably a hard language to learn.
It's a romantic language like Italian and Spanish, and they all derive from Latin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of bad stuff that derives from Latin, especially in certain horror movies.
Yeah.
Infested, a residence of a rundown French apartment building battle against an army of deadly spiders. That kind of sums it up, right?
I think so.
Because the last one we did, which was Sting, that was also an apartment complex. So
that was just one spider.
That was just one big ass spider. Yeah. I just feel like maybe, is it easier to do a movie like this if you compact it into like a small, I'm not going to say a small area, but you don't go outside of whatever, you know, like this, the apartment, like, right?
Yeah, we didn't really see outside until the end, or in the beginning.
I mean, at the beginning a little bit, right? With what's his name, Caleb.
Yeah.
And then other than that, like, not really. You know, it was mainly the apartment or the garage of the apartment. You know,
right?
So, full spoilers.
1, 2, spoilers coming for you.
Let's see. We got Caleb and is it Lila?
Lila. Yeah.
Jordy.
Mateus.
I don't know how you pronounce that. And what was that other one?
Manon. Is that his sister?
That's his sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mateus. I don't know. I know I'm probably saying that wrong, but for the sake of the episode, we'll call him Mateus, Lila, and Jordy. Those are friends of Caleb's, right?
Yeah.
Like Jordy, what we find out later on in the movie that Jordy and Caleb were best friends.
Yeah.
But they kind of went their separate ways for a bit, and I think it was kind of both of their faults, but probably more so Caleb.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Caleb goes to this little place, and to I don't know what he's buying. I think he's buying a pair of earrings for one of his neighbors. She's moving out of the complex.
Right.
And he likes, what would you call it? Exotic? I don't know if it's really exotic, but what's the word? Kind of like spiders and bugs and fish, and I don't know what the hell you call that, but he kind of collects
reptiles.
Stuff. Reptiles, yeah. He's into that. Like, I think the idea was when him and his friend Jordy were younger, their dream was to open up like a reptile store.
Yeah.
And so
A reptile zoo.
a reptile zoo.
Yeah.
And in the store. I don't know why I said that, but it just didn't happen. But he's still into it.
Yeah.
And so he buys this spider from this, I don't know, what is this thing? It almost looked like a Quickie Mart or liquor store or something. I don't know, dude.
Oh, we see in the beginning of the movie, they're like capturing these spiders like out in the middle of the desert.
So what do you think that was about? Like
It's almost like they were like, like when they do big game hunting, and they're trying to get like, like chimpanzees and giraffes and stuff. Well, these people were, they were poachers, poaching these spiders and getting these spiders so they can take them back and sell them. But obviously, those guys knew what the spiders were because, they were attacking one guy and they weren't leaving him alone. And then that guy, like the very last scene, he took a machete and it looked like he was going to cut off his arm or kill him.
I think he killed him.
Yeah.
And they seemed like aware of what potentially could happen.
Right.
And so I kind of felt like maybe they had done this plenty of times before, and they usually bring someone in that's kind of like, I don't know, collateral damage or something.
Right.
I don't know.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But he buys this spider, and he, which just was kind of funny, dude. Like he throws it in a box because he's gonna obviously get a better home for this spider, but it clearly has a hole in the corner. And I was like, dude, I mean, so
because wasn't that the box because he sells sneakers?
He sells like sneakers, and it was the one that got like dripped on, and it had like a hole in the corner of the box.
So it's like the thing's gonna escape from there,
right? Like
I mean, at first I was thinking, oh, did it chew a hole through there? But no, it didn't, because it was ruined from the water damage.
Yeah, and if it wasn't like if it didn't have like a big hole, it had a large enough hole that a spider could
crawl through,
or and that's what the spider did, and then it just kind of went rampant, right?
Well, the spider in Sting was a space spider, but it looked more like a black widow. This one definitely looks like a wolf spider, or like the spiders from the movie Arachnophobia.
Yeah. But they grow fairly quickly as well.
Yeah, and not to the size
and reproduce. Maybe not as big as the sting spider.
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, there
were some that were kind of that big.
There were, especially towards the end. That spider was huge. Like, I would almost argue it had a different shape, like you were saying, but I would say size-wise, it was very comparable.
So this is the thing with both of these movies. They seem like we were talking about the reproduction rate, I don't think they would grow that quickly, that fast.
Well,
that seemed like it was pretty fast, and it would only seem
very fast.
What, maybe a day or two?
Like, I would say,
whole movie?
I would say a couple days at the most, two maybe two at the most.
At the most.
Like with Sting, you could, like we always say this, right? Suspend belief, because it is a space spider.
Yeah. This one,
there's really no rules.
Supposed to be grounded more in reality.
Yes. Correct. And so there's no way it would grow that fast, and especially reproduce that fast.
No.
Because what's interesting, it's almost like it, when his one friend, what was his name? Like TN or something like that. It was the one guy with the shoes.
With the shoes, yeah.
And he put on the shoe and he got like bit, right?
Yeah.
And then it's almost like when he went to like squish it, it turned into like hundreds of spiders.
Right.
And then they attacked him.
And then they like bit him, and it seemed like it paralyzed him. Like
it did.
Kind of like the sting spider,
Yes. Different, but yes.
Yeah, but it took him pretty quick. And I was a little disappointed that we didn't get to see the aftermath of him.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, like I was thinking about this, okay, like, because again, apartment complex, so you got all these different residents, and some they really didn't show, like the one older man, who I kind of felt bad for, because when he gets bit and I think it was Caleb and Mateus is like, hey, get away from us.
Yeah.
And then when he went back into his apartment, I kind of felt bad for him. And then he had cups all on the ground, and under each cup was a spider.
Right.
But that was really the extent of what they showed. And then there was
well, didn't they show him in like a lazy boy reclining chair?
No, that was the one, Claudia. That was the one neighbor that was moving. Remember?
Oh,
he
yeah.
got the earrings for, and they went to go check on her, and
there was like spiders moving inside of her.
Yes, and that wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But I felt like they never really. I don't know, man. Like this movie to me. Okay, so like when we talked about Sting it was more so campy. This was serious.
Yeah.
I would say there was really any campiness to this at all.
Right.
This was like a kind of like a bummer spider movie, like
It kind of reminded me of like Attack the Block. Have you ever seen that movie? It's like a British movie where these aliens come and these kids have to fight off the aliens in this apartment complex. That's kind of like that. They're kind of like the Caprini Greens from, like Candyman kind of,
yeah.
like Project kind of.
Yeah, that's what
shitty.
this felt like. Yeah, this is what this felt like.
Or like Dread, like it's a shitty apartment complex, you know. And it's kind of like that, where it's just kind of a downer. You know?
It was. And if you notice, like it felt always kind of dark and gloomy and just depressing.
Oh, that was something I was going to say about both movies. The lighting in both movies, both apartment complexes, the buildings were older, so the lighting was shitty,
Yeah.
So there was a lot of opportunity for spiders to hide in the shadows.
Yeah.
But that didn't really happen that often because we were just, it's like there's webbing. Well, there's going to be spiders around.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of that. But again, it was so quick.
Yeah.
Like would it really, like if we're to say that this is based in some sort of reality.
Yeah. Would they produce webs that quick?
I just don't think so.
Yeah.
And it would not get as big as that. And I know there was a scene in the movie where they were talking about like a certain, let's call it whatever, insect or whatever, can reproduce so many times its size if it feels like it's being threatened, but immediately?
Right.
Like I don't know about that. I just don't.
That seems kind of far-fetched.
Yeah. So I mean, if we throw that out, it's not a bad movie. Like I don't know if I like Caleb as much. I just don't know if he was the right choice to kind of lead this movie.
You're right. Because he wasn't necessarily a hero.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Because I thought he was going to be he's definitely our main character.
Yes, he is.
But it's not someone that you're super rooting for.
No, not really. Like I would almost have flip-flopped like Mateus or Jordy as the main one, right?
And they almost seem like
because they were
like kind of like outsiders in a way, because
more so Jordy, of course, because of the situation with their friendship, right? Like Mateus I think he lives there, and I would say like he's almost become Caleb's best friend. Because there you could tell they were tight, and they'd lived there for a long time.
Yeah.
But I almost would have rathered had them as the main character and flip-flopped a little bit. Like, I think I could have got on board, like, because I kind of felt bad when Mateus gets bit, right? And then I kind of felt bad about that. But Caleb, at no point did I ever really, I don't know, care for his character that much. Like,
so let's talk about the bite. So when they bite you, it's almost like it's almost like the spiders come out of you, right? Is that how you
No.
interpret that?
I don't think so. But that's the thing. Like, there was no consistency with that at all.
No.
Like,
So the bite paralyzes you, but does it automatically kill you, or is it that venomous?
but that's the thing, dude, because at the very beginning of the movie, when the one dude got bit, right?
Yeah.
Like, he seemed like he was burning from the inside out.
Right.
And then when, whatever that guy's name was, TN or whatever it was.
Yeah.
When he got bit, it was like that as well. But then when his friend gets bit, now it wasn't like that at all.
Yeah.
Like, so that's there is inconsistency on the spider stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I know the one kid, I call him kind of the troublemaker, right? The one who had bought the fireworks and he was throwing firecrackers, and then he was trying to smoke a joint in front of the elderly. Remember when he was working out and he was working out and looking in the mirror, like flexing, and then all of a sudden he sees a spider on the wall, and it's a big fucking spider. And he goes to kick it and kicks a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And then he's all looking, and then it attacks him. I mean, it wasn't, again, we didn't really see a lot.
Right.
And we didn't see the aftermath of really, we knew he died.
Right.
But we didn't see anything else. Like,
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of gore.
no, not at all. And the movie was, I think it was nearly an hour and 50 minutes. Like,
Yeah. It was a long movie.
That's too long. Like,
This movie should have been trimmed at least 20 minutes off.
at least 20 minutes off. I was thinking about that when I was watching it. It wasn't like I wasn't entertained, because I was.
Yeah.
I felt like they did a really good job with the movie. I felt
There were some
it was
lulls.
a little bit.
Yeah.
There was, and I if not 20 minutes, I say at least 10 to 15. If you're going to do this type of movie, you're in and out in 90 minutes to 95
Well,
minutes.
they tried to make they're really trying to lay thick, kind of like last time's episode where there was just like a heavy theme.
Yeah.
It's like they're talking about the friendship. They're talking about
The mother, Caleb and was it Manon? Their mother had died. They don't really tell, but there's that. There's the friend, I guess they were best friends, and then I think what happened was Caleb bought an iguana.
Yeah,
and the iguana bit Jordy, and then it got infected, and
his leg was messed up.
But
did we even see that?
No, we didn't see that at all. But there was the one scene when Mateus and Jordy were going up the stairs, and he said something about his leg, and he goes, "Yeah, it's permanent."
Oh,
That's what happened was the iguana, and it must have done permanent damage. And so, so there's that. And you kind of feel for that, right? Like, It's kind of a shame. Like, you guys were best friends and you were super close, probably like brothers. And then that happened. Neither you handled it correctly. And you kind of went your separate ways.
right.
But it was very, I'm not going to say dark is the word, but it was very kind of depressing and gloomy, the whole movie.
Yeah.
It was filmed great. Like, I mean, the spiders were cool. Oh my God, the hallway scene.
Oh my God,
dude! I will tell you this, man.
Oh, when they were going down the stairs to try to get out
to
through
the
parking garage, and then they found the police there trying to, and then they had to turn the knob.
Knob.
And it was like what, 1 minute or 30 seconds?
1 minute, I think.
But man, it seemed like that minute was like only like a few seconds, didn't it?
I will say, yes, it did. I will say there were a few scenes that I had fucking anxiety. I was
that was
so
definitely
tense.
like the top scene for me.
That one was remember the bathroom scene when Lila was in the bathroom, and she was looking at the mirror, and all of a sudden the cover for I don't know if it was a vent got knocked off, and all these spiders come through, and then they're in there trying.
She doesn't see that.
She doesn't see this at all.
But then she's trying to put the cover back on. You're like thinking, "Fuck, she's gonna get bit."
Yes, but that whole scene, like kill it, don't kill it, kill it, and then everyone kept yelling at each other, and there was a lot of chaos. A lot of chaos. I was getting anxiety, dude. I was like, that's when I had texted you. I'm like, holy shit! Like I was very tense. And there was a lot of that, and that's a good thing.
It reminds me of an episode of The Bear that's on.
I haven't seen that show.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah,
It was very tense. And then, and you had a lot of that. Like if you're being chased by spiders and there's spiders everywhere and you can't fucking get out and you're trapped, like that's stressful. And then when they get down to that hallway and what I loved about it, this was very cool, is you get to the camera angle where it's almost like they flipped.
It kept
flipping around, and it was really stylistic, and it was cool. It worked for me. They didn't do a lot of that, but
it showed you the claustrophobia.
Yes,
yeah,
all the webs, and it had some cool lighting. Yeah,
dire freaking situation.
Could you imagine going down? There's no fucking.
Well,
way.
my fucking arachnophobia. With
dude,
spiders.
I can't do spiders.
Yeah, I can't do them.
There's
either.
no way, man.
I could do snakes and other things.
No way I could do that either.
I just my wife's terrified of mice and rats, but yeah, spiders, man. Anything larger than a quarter, it freaks me the hell out.
Like I don't like spiders or snakes. I don't like most of those insects or anything. I mean, honestly,
I remember I moved into an apartment one time, and Dylan was very small. He was probably, I don't know, 5 or 6, and one of the boxes that I had in my closet that I had to take the clothes out of there and put them in a dresser. And when I was flipping back the flap of the box, dude, it was probably probably the size of that lid right there.
Oh, Jesus.
It was a wolf spider.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And those spiders in that movie, they look like a brown recluse spider, which is it's a deadly venomous spider.
Yeah.
So when they bite you, you're gonna hurt, And I want to say recluse spiders are as deadly as a black widow. I don't know. I don't know the facts of all that, but
yeah.
But man, that wolf spider looked like a recluse spider, but it was a wolf spider and it was big. It was probably a good freaking, like 3 inches in diameter.
Oh my God.
That thing scared the shit out of me. And it was hairy. Oh. So that made it worse.
I would, if I saw something like that, I would probably have screamed and like a little bitch and like ran away. I can't do that stuff, dude. Yeah.
Dude, when they were running down that hallway, it's like, what was stopping any of those spiders from just jumping out of the webs onto them?
That's the thing. Like
that, it would have been over.
Yeah. And that exactly. So what, because, okay. So like throughout the movie, like light or I don't know, some sort of flame, like they kind of retracted, right? Like,
yeah.
But when they were going down that hallway, was it simply because the light was on that they weren't jumping at them?
Yeah, I know, maybe. Yeah.
But I mean, at any time, there was thousands of them, different sizes.
Fuck, I would have gone down there with a flamethrower. I would with a McCready fucking flamethrower.
I don't know. I'll be honest. If I was presented with that situation, I don't know if I could have gone down that hall.
Yeah, I know.
Like I was like I think it was Lila. She couldn't. She was freaking out.
The whole movie, she was freaking out. She was the worst of all of them.
There were times I wanted someone to smack her.
Yeah.
But I mean, so TN died, right? I mean, yeah, we really didn't get to see much of that. But immediately when he died, they quarantined the whole building.
Yeah.
Like they knew something was up. Which
kind of reminded me of Wreck, that movie Wreck, where it's like the CDC or whoever, they freaking, they took charge and they fucking locked everybody in. So it's kind of that movie as well as, it's an apartment complex and you're stuck in there.
Oh yeah. REC.
Yeah.
I remember that
one.
Yeah.
They just call it Wreck or
Wreck.
And then there's the English version that's Quarantine.
Yeah. I think I saw both of those.
Yeah, they're both good. I would say Wreck's better, the Spanish version.
Yeah, but that happens a lot. Something goes south and then they quarantine the whole friggin' thing and you're kind of stuck.
Yeah,
right?
and then they'll shoot you if you run outside.
It's kind of like the Blob, right?
Yeah.
Like when they knew what was going on, they quarantined the whole friggin' town.
Yeah.
You know?
You try to get out of it, they're going to shoot you.
Yeah. It almost, and I mean, I get why they do stuff like that, but it almost makes it worse.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because you don't explain anything, and there's like, I don't know, paranoia and all this weird shit, and you know, and they can't get out. Like, and what was funny, dude, it was like certain, like they would go and try to grab some of the neighbors to, in a sense, kind of rescue them. Like, we got to get out. No, they wanted to stay in their homes.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, you're going to fucking die there because they're using the vent system as to move around.
Yeah. Like, I mean, did any of them, other than...
And what the ending was kind of vague on who lived and who died.
Yeah, it was. And I'm trying to remember who else. I mean, obviously, some of the neighbors that... We see a few neighbors. What happened to the one kind of guy that looked like Mateus, but older?
Oh, that wasn't like... He was almost like a mob guy?
Yeah, he was a total dick, but... Didn't he? Oh, that's right. Remember in the...
He wanted to go into
Caleb's room,
and then they just left him
because they thought he thought Caleb was dealing drugs, and that's what happened to that TN guy.
Yeah,
and so he goes into the shoebox.
Yeah, the shoebox
that they had taped up earlier.
They duct taped it,
and then dude gets attacked by a ton of spiders,
little tiny spiders running all over his arms and shit.
But I mean, they did grow fast, though, dude, because
they were tiny like that, and then the next thing you know, they're huge,
like
about the size of your hand.
I mean, and some were
even bigger.
Some were huge, man.
Some
like I would say most of them, it seemed like were the size of a cat.
Yeah,
and then you had other ones that were bigger, and then you had that big mammoth one at the end. But I mean, we're talking max 2 days,
right?
Like, it's just
how did they grow like that? And there was no really any explanation. But I mean,
and what was the cleaning lady?
Dude, she was funny. She kind of reminded me.
Because she would see something and she'd go grab 2 cans of like a can for each hand of like say bug spray or something, and she got it too, didn't she? Get cocooned up in the.
She did, but. It seemed like they were playing with stereotypes, weren't they?
A little bit,
because she was. This is a French film. She was Asian. She was Asian, and she was a grumpy Asian lady. And every time you see her mostly with the mask on, like
they were doing that,
right?
Yes, they were kind of were.
And then she's like using the spray cans, and she reminded me of a lot of Asian stereotypes of that particular age.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And with wearing a mask,
Yeah. But I'm trying to think like what else like, and this is the thing, man. Like we just watched this, and I feel like it was a decent movie, but some of the stuff just wasn't really. I don't know. It wasn't really memorable to me. Like the kills could have been better. Like
we were talking about Sting being just a little bit better. I think Sting was in its execution. It was probably and what it delivered, other than the little subplot of the the stepfather. And I feel like it did what it's supposed to do. It was mostly like a fun popcorn
for the most part.
Yeah,
I would say for the most part. This
had a lot of lows.
It did, and I guess if at least they were consistent. I guess they were consistent through the whole movie. I never felt like they were trying to be campy. Like they stayed consistent throughout the movie. It's a well-made movie.
Yeah,
like I mean, this is a pretty good movie, but it was lacking in. It was too long, and it was lacking in other areas. Like I felt, like I said, the tension. Like I felt I was I was very tense.
Yeah.
There were some intense scenes.
Oh, definitely.
That we talked about. Like, so in that aspect, like it was successful that way. But I don't know. I mean, it's a solid movie.
Yeah.
I felt like some of the, it's obviously French, so it's subtitled. I felt some of the dialogue was a little kind of goofy. Were you really saying that, or is that how they translated it? Because we've talked about that before in other foreign movies.
Right.
Like like we look at the subtitles. I'm like, I don't think that's what they were like. That doesn't sound like what they would say.
Stand up for him, bro.
Yeah, yeah, something, bro. And then he was like, I forget it was towards the end, and he said something. I forget something about dope, and I'm like, he's not gonna say that.
No.
Like, tell him he did something dope. Or I'm like, he wouldn't say that in that part of the movie.
No.
Like, but again, why did everyone else get bit and immediately, but then he did not? Like that's
Right.
that's the thing,
It's almost like like zombie disease. When somebody gets bit,
Yeah.
some turn right away, some takes forever.
Yeah, and why is that?
Yeah.
Well,
It's funny. This movie kind of reminded me of another French movie called The Horde, or Horde, just Horde. And it was kind of in an apartment complex. I know you've seen it with me, like a long time ago.
Yeah,
Maybe mid 2000s, and they were just, they were fighting against the dead coming through.
yeah. I think I do remember that.
But
Yeah.
I need to revisit that one.
Huh.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting the last two we do, and we purposely did spider movies.
But didn't know much about either
No,
one.
not really at all. And then they're both take kind of similar, the whole apartment thing, and
Other than they're just newer,
Yeah. newer and I don't know. They both. I remember when the trailers came out, they both looked good, and and we stuck it on our list, and I'm like, well, let's do both of them. And like I said, I would recommend both.
Yeah.
I would recommend Sting and Infested to someone. Again, I just don't know if I would rewatch it. I don't think I would buy it. But they're solid. They're solid outings.
I think I would buy Sting over this one for me.
If you twisted my arm, I would say yeah.
Sting has more for me rewatchability level.
Let me ask you this: if you took the fact that this one was French and subtitled, does that come into play?
No,
not at all.
Not at all, because there's Frontiers, a French film.
High tension.
High Tension. What's the Inside?
Yeah.
I love those. I can rewatch those.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
maybe. And again, we've talked about this. I haven't seen Martyrs, nor do I want to, because I just know.
Yeah,
that,
we've talked about that.
Yeah, don't really want to see a woman running around flayed.
No.
Yeah.
No. But both. Like I said, I think it's a well-made movie.
Yeah.
I love the spider effects. I think they did a great job there. But I don't know. I hate to I don't think I'm crapping on it, but I'm like, when I went into this, I wanted to really like it.
Yeah.
And it was enjoyable, but just,
With me and watching movies late, so I found myself having to watch this one in the course of a couple days. I had to
Yes.
okay, well, I fell asleep, so I need to restart
Yeah.
it to
Oh,
where I knew I fell asleep, and then trying to back up and do it again. And
what I've started, well, I've done this for a while now, doing this podcast, is because I'm older these days, my memory isn't as great. And if I've only seen a movie once, we're kind of at an immediate disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
We could talk about some of the older movies. I'm like, we've seen it 100 times, so we know everything. You see a movie once, you don't get the full feel for it.
No.
You miss stuff.
all the little idiosyncrasies
Yeah.
about the movie. Yeah.
You have to watch at least 2 or 3 times to get all of that,
Yeah.
And so I'm sure there's stuff that we probably missed, and but yeah, that's pretty much Infested.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we missed?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I'm infested.
Infested, which was originally called Ticks.
Yeah, Clint Howard.
Clint Howard. I don't know. I kind of wish we would have chatted with him when
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that's it. Let's do
Oh yeah, let's do.
here. Let's just randomly take a here. Ready? I'm gonna throw it over there.
All right, okay. Let's see.
You want me to? You want to go first? You want me to go first? This is a new little thing we're doing where we just grab a random card from this. What is this? Trivial Pursuit Horror Movie Edition. You know, we bought this years and years ago. We never even played it. Let me see here. I'm trying to do it, and our eyes are just horrible. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. Ooh, I got to read this one. Okay. Alice, Sweet Alice.
Okay.
Because I know you know this movie, and I know you like this movie.
Okay.
Was the film debut of what actress?
Oh, the Alice, which, God, what's her name? Shit.
You know this. I know you know this.
Oh,
I'm going to read you a question again because Alice, Sweet Alice
Yeah.
from 1976 was the film debut of which actress?
Oh, Brooke Shields.
You got it.
Oh,
You got it. I knew you knew this.
I was thinking of the actress Alice because it was also her film debut as well.
Oh, I knew you knew it. It's
Yeah.
just you were probably over.
I was yeah, because I was
overthinking it.
thinking of Alice.
Yeah.
Because she'd only played in 2 movies, this and Liquid Sky. And I can't think of her damn name. She played a 12-year-old, but she was really 19.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and you still haven't seen that, have you?
No, I have not
Oh,
seen Alice.
dude, we need to watch that
I know.
one.
We've talked about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's
Let me
see.
see if I can get one.
Let's see. Okay. Here's one for you.
Okay.
The older Mr. Krieg in Trick or Treat from 2007
Okay.
is revealed to have been what character in the school bus massacre?
Oh, he was the bus driver.
Yep. You're right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of an easier.
That was easy. Give me something harder
Okay.
because, yeah.
Okay.
You're like, there's going to be something that's like, I'm like, well, I have no idea.
Okay. Here's one that you may not know.
Okay. Oh, okay.
In The Wolfman, 1941,
Oh, shit.
Lawrence Talbot, oh God, here's my eyes, comes home after the death of what family member? His father, his mother, or his brother?
Well, I'm a disadvantage because I haven't seen it. But I'm going to say his mother.
No,
Who is it?
it was his brother.
Fucking, I was going to say brother.
Yeah, because
I mean, I had a 1 in 3 guess, right?
I want to say he made a comment that now he's an only child.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's crazy
it's
that you remember.
Yeah,
that.
it's an
I've never seen that, so
obviously black and white film. It's not
yeah.
everybody's.
Which of course I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Is there another one you want to?
Have you ever seen the movie Gerald's Game?
No, I remember when it came out, but never saw it.
Give me another.
You want
Give
one?
me another card.
Here you go. Take one of these.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah, see if there's anything decent on
Let's
there.
see. Let's see. Okay. I could ask you this one. You're like, I don't fucking know, but somebody that's boring. Who directed Don't Look Now from 1973?
Don't Look Now from 1973. I feel like that's got to be someone that we would know because why else would you ask the question? Don't Look Now.
I don't think you would know.
No clue.
Remember, that's the one with Donald Sutherland? That
Yeah,
you're like,
I didn't like that
Yeah.
movie, dude. I watched it the one time.
yeah.
Would I know the director?
He's done some other stuff, but probably not. No.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that movie. Like, it was so boring.
Yeah, it's Nicholas Roeg.
No, never.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Let's see. How about Devil's Rejects?
Oh, okay. I saw that once.
Okay. At the end of the Devil's Rejects,
Yeah.
2005. Why do I keep saying 19? Name 3 characters that escape capture by the police?
Well, it was the three main characters.
Yeah. Do you know?
I remember their names, but I could tell you it was Sid Haig, right?
Yeah.
He
went by the name of Captain.
Was it that in Devils? Was it the same character from from a House of a Thousand Corpses?
Yep.
Oh, it was the same character name.
So it's Captain.
How was it? No, it was Howdy was from The Exorcist. I forget, dude.
Think of a basketball.
Huh? I forget. I don't know.
Captain Spaulding.
I just
okay,
wasn't,
and
I know it was what's his name? Bill
Moseley.
Bill Moseley, and then Rob Zombie's wife. What's her name?
Sherry Moon.
Sherry Moon, like in every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget the characters' names. I watched it one time and it was plenty for me.
Otis and Baby.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I just not as I've said this a million times. I'm not a fan of any of his movies, especially Devil's Rejects. I just wasn't a fan.
Apparently, and it wasn't really revealed until Devil's Rejects that Sid Haig's character is supposed to be Baby's father.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because she called him Daddy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fucking Rob Zombie sucked. All right, that's it, man. All right, cool. Well, let's wrap it up.
Okay.
That's it, y'all. Thanks for bearing with us on Infested and listening to two old guys talk trivia.
Yeah, rant
rants about trivia. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for coming out, man. Appreciate it. Yep. Everyone, take care.
Bye.
You listened all the way to the end. We appreciate that. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Ear for Fear Podcast, Twitter at Ear for Fear, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Ear for Fear Podcast. You can also check out our website, earforfear.com. There we list news and events. We're available on all the main platforms, so make sure you tell a friend. We hope you come back and get an earful.